came from America, and he was the first doctor who came from America who brought to Israel specialized emergency medicine. That means it's specific with emergency work. He developed the screen which I showed you with the patient information, and generally speaking, he was a brilliant man. Now, he became well known because he traveled in the world to share his knowledge and the system he invented with the screening. And he went to America to meet with Mayor Giuliani at the time in New York to explain to them how to operate in mass casualty, because at the time there was the Intifada in Israel, and they developed and they really were the top people in terms of handling trauma situation, mass casualty. We came back from New York the day before his daughter's wedding, and he went out with his daughter to buy coffee on Emek Refaim, which is a lovely, homely area in Jerusalem. And he went with his daughter to buy coffee because they were doing the table plans with the rest of the family. And as they walked in, there was a terror attack. Somebody detonated a bomb and killed a few people with him, including him and his daughter. So the night before...
This is a restaurant, in a restaurant?
In a Cafe Hillel on Emek Refaim. Now you can imagine that normally during the Intifada period, whenever there was a disaster in Jerusalem, straight away he would be one of the first person who would respond if he wasn't on call in the hospital, and at least call the hospital or arrive within a few minutes. When this mass casualty arrived, which a lot of people got injured and killed, they didn't hear from him. The staff started to wonder, where is he? Why are we not hearing from him? And they started getting worried whilst treating the patient. And unfortunately, they realized that he was one of the victims, him and his daughter, which was even more difficult for his team and his nurses and his whole department to have to handle the mass casualty and understand and digest that their boss had been killed as well.
It has to be. You know that in Mexico we have now a theater, how do you say, it's in theater, play in the theater, that it's called Die, Basta. And it's supposed to be the story of that coffee, and it's now played in Mexico. Now it's about a terror attack at a coffee station, and it's based on this terror attack that it was happening at Hillel Cafe, and it's based on that. So it's interesting because we speak about it, and it speaks what happens in the cafe just minutes before.
So just minutes before, he was walking in there with his daughter the night before her wedding to buy coffee, and the day after, instead of having a chuppah and celebrating a wedding, the rest of the family had to go and bury their loved ones. So it's still...
And the one who can take care of everybody. Tell me something important in this case. This is the trauma area. In case of a terror attack, you get here all the victims. But what happened with the people who did the terror attack?
So we get here everyone, including the terrorists.
All right.
Sometimes it's very difficult to establish who the terrorist was. Because sometimes it's bomb detonated, and you don't know, you don't know who's been the terrorist, who is a victim. And but regardless from that, we don't judge. Whoever comes through the doors of the hospital is being cared for. People that come through here are people in need of medical care. We are not a court. We don't have judges here. We have doctors, and their job is to save lives.
Because in the time of the Intifada, they were also from the people who throw rocks, who did something, that they were also hit by somebody, or it was response. So you get all of you maybe have in the same ambulance both of them, or in different.
The trauma room lying next to each other. The terrorist and his victim. Yes, this
How does that feel for you? I don't know if it happens to you, but how does that feel? Because it has to be very impressive to have there the victim and the other one. And
look, it's very difficult to digest, but you don't digest it at the second they walk in. Because as far as the team is concerned, the patients come in, and you don't start looking around. You don't have the time to start thinking, oh, are you a killer or are you a victim? You think, okay, this person is in that condition, that one is in that condition. You have to treat everybody. Afterwards you can think, but not before. And also the same way as you don't judge a pedophile that comes in for treatment, or a thief, or a man that abuses
Yes, we think about terrorists, but we can think about...
there are plenty of people that are horrible human beings that are still getting into hospitals for care. So we don't play judge, we are a hospital, we treat, and the law and the court will do the rest afterwards.
Right. And tell me something, is there here in the trauma area, is there a lot of problem with people drinking and driving, or talking by phone and driving? Is there one of the causes you get more accidents here, or more trauma people? Just to know.
No, I think that one of the largest cases of situations that arrive to the trauma is accident by electric bikes. Bicycles have become very, very popular in Israel, and people drive on their electric bikes on the pavement, run into people, and so you have a lot of orthopedic injuries
by
electric bikes.
All right, so we know that instead of drinking, talking by phone and driving, don't drive on an electric bike. It can be dangerous for other people, or drive it safely. You have a way. We saw it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.